So now I I'm gonna read some more Bible because I watched a little bit of, I see these are like sarcasms that come out afterwards. I saw this innuendos through Facebook, and I know they were calling it chroma endro something like that, and they were becoming artists. Sims 2, I built a prison, is absolutely horrible, but it's I guess sarcasm that came out, and it was actually Facebook. So I do blame a little bit of California for this crap, of this idea. Ah! Yeah, it was always like, okay, so I'll give you a hint. There's an old one that's called Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. This is still kind of true today, except if you do not understand, um, like I said, I went through the two types. They start doing what they call Allah dialysis, which kind of goes further, but it's not as bad at first. But on the lower sides where they start fighting about something, instead of just keeping things real simple, to me, I would have just said you do the wall thing and then you do the coronavirus afterwards. Because some people have this horrible thing that started happening where people were thinking that, food, meat, and the wrong kinds. However, to keep that separated, they had invented this idea, and this has been going on for a while, of using Michaels. Well, one of the Michaels corners, the last gram or whatever it is that they took, made them talk really funny and really, really messed up. So now we have this 10-year period that has gotten precisely creepy. So on Facebook, I saw, what was it? It's always was like the little thing, this is when they were doing the one was like hit yes and like for kids with diseases, and they were comparing, like seeing if people hit like people without stuff. But the one I didn't do but I, for some reason, even like people categorized me as a hateful person. I just said I hate everyone. And the last one was choose joy. And for some reason, the plasma given off from that, and it wasn't showing any bad pictures, I was like, they're probably doing something really, really wrong. I have this feeling because no cars started showing up from Arizona till afterwards. So we're going to read this one. I'm going to read the St. John 8, or is it St. John 8? Something that it was supposed to be mixed with priesthood, so I don't run saints. So here we go. She said, "No man, Lord," and Jesus said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee, go and sin no more." So this was supposedly where they do, where these guys are going to be convicted by their own consciousness of doing it, maybe. Maybe they were cornered. I have no idea. So I'm going to go now to, so it would have been okay with me, except for like they sent the antebellum first. And so what happens is like instead of sending the actual nick first, not that nick, that the nick is actually, it's a nick on our side, goes to them first. And then they act like, whatever, like they don't want to move out of their own relationship or out of it, but they don't want to be kids either. Bellium is one of the spice or one of the oils given to Jesus if they wanted to do supposedly baby Jesus. So, and trust me, where I came from, and not foreignly, I would have rode out the idea of settle so bad. Like, like Now they're just kicking themselves like um the antebellum should have showed up afterwards, and then they would have got their settle about it. That prevents the gamer side. But if you're using only foreign intel too, that's why they started doing these horrible, I guess, sim ideas, because it would just be considered like closing in on people for a foreign interest, and you want them to live free foreign if they're foreign here and not too, right? And you want to have some, not too much. You don't like. I started freaking out over the Newports. I was like, yeah, but I don't think we can handle any more Newports right now. Like, don't do any more Newports. So I would have wrote that part out. And there's few of them. There is literally a few people, men, guys, or whatever, who really are going to be like they go all the way intangibly. But I don't think that would have happened with this one. He would have had exactly what he wanted, and I would have like been the free spirit that almost dries up the non moving forward idea for whoever is his actual antebellum. But they sent the Knicks first, so I mean they were supposed to send them first. But they were using littler Knicks for it, who were more of like the Disney characters, and you don't do that because, Ariana Grande ended up in fucking Manchester. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how does this? You're selling age groups and prices or something like that. So then their mom started. It was called Driveway, and literally I threw a piece of purple cloth on the driveway, and I acted like I was gonna set it on fire, and somebody came by and picked it up. It was like they take a son or whatever and they just drive them away and call them all animals after that, but they actually screwed up. They were supposed to send the non-married Knicks first. So, and that's a flip on GOG too, like a 39 Meshach and Tubal. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and I'm going to read the one here. So, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. This is the only part of Jeremiah I can pretty much tolerate, because it's become a bullfrog because they keep flipping it the wrong direction, or somebody is. Like, yeah, I might as well go back to High Tech Institute and sit around with a bunch of guys that watch anime. I'm like anime, and then you find out that anime were guys that pretty much are going to live to that idea. Anyway, so here we go. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, God of Israel, go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. But then they came out with these older punk guys that were singing songs like hold the wheel and drive, but they didn't mean it from their heart. So this is where God rebukes them. Will ye not receive instruction and hearken to my words, says the Lord? The words of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, that he commanded his sons not to drink wine or are performed, for unto this day they drink none, but obey their father's commands. Notwithstanding, I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye hearken not unto me. Guess who's not drinking wine? It's me. I'm a female. So where did these punkies come from that they're not really punks? They're not even punk in nature. They're kind of like, how do you call it? Close to mobby, fake mobby, wannabe punks. Bad pizza shop. I already was there. I saw you blow up Syria, supposedly, with your cherry tree. Yeah, you're gonna the rest of the world has watched you. Okay? I'm just gonna say this. May you be forgiven, and I'll keep going back to the middle part where Jesus actually spoke about this. Okay? So why would they do this? Why? Okay. So I I guess these ones are gonna go into their own unfortunate virtual reality. Probably not the females. I've already tried my hardest with it. God's already got that set marked. I don't know why. You know what happened to me? You know, I said gas stations don't need commercials. Like, why do the gas stations have to have commercials? And teaching you how to cook, right? So why would you need that? You don't need that. That's, you got enough advertisement here, advertisement here. 9/11 even had, common advertisement would be like hair dye or shampoo. What's going on, Like, why would they do this? Okay, and this is why I talked to Joe. Almost down to Paleolithic Ice Age, horrible movie. Why would you take the fucking... Are you fucking kidding me? And yeah, like, and really and portray that a fucking little baby was shooting. Some of these guys are going down hard. It's gonna be weird ass virtual reality for them too. Return, then it says to them, he warns them, return ye now from every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them, and ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers. But ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. So somebody's really watched this. I believe that if you really had it in you, or otherwise I'd say you should cut your own self. You should do that against that. And then sometimes it would just say to them that being foolish, you're not that foolish, but you're definitely well, in a long-standing way for every place and wherever you're not going to go. Because if they take the oil away, what are you going to do? Walk yourself all the way out? Oh, and you're going to go freeze in Canada? Jesus. So he says, return now every man from his evil way. Alrighty. And supposedly they're called Syrian, but I've seen a whole bunch of different people that have changed their whatever. I judge by the grain. I use grain. So my grain in my spice cabinet right now is hominy, corn, a little bit of corn in it, like malto meal. I can't use the pastas anymore because some of you weren't even fucking pasta. I don't fucking understand you. The Ghana guy gave me a little bit of palm nut.